Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how to make time to write a book. You could write your book while going for a walk or taking a drive. Stay tuned to find out how. By the end of this video, you will learn how to schedule your writing time, the power of writing sprints, and how audio recordings can help you make lots of progress. And stay tuned until the end of the video for a free opportunity. Let's dive in. If you're thinking about how to make time to write a book, it definitely means that you're busy. I get it. I'm busy too. We're all busy. But that you're busy and trying to juggle a lot of different things and making this book a priority. If you can't make the book a priority, even on a small level, it's going to be really difficult for you to make progress. So I think that term make time, that's really important. You need to make time. If you don't make time, this book is not going to happen. There's no book. You need to make time. And time is a fluid term. I think it's making the most of your time. Making the most of your time to write your book. It's about being purposeful about your time. Not just sitting around, because you could sit around and spend lots of time writing your book and get nowhere. It's about making the most of your time. First things first, when you look at your schedule, where in your schedule is writing your book a priority? How much time do you spend a week devoted to writing your book, or planning to writing your book, or scheduled to writing your book? You know, we plan all these different things. We plan swim lessons, we plan classes, we plan gym time. We need to be able to schedule book time too. Book time is a priority. If it's a huge priority for you and you want to finish this book, you need to be able to schedule the time and make the commitment to getting the most of your time. If your purpose is strong enough in writing the book, you'll find the time. If your purpose isn't strong enough, you're more liable not to find the time. You'll stick with difficult things if you know that there's something great at the end of them. Ultimately, understanding how to make time to write your book is really about understanding the purpose of writing your book, because purpose will help you drive through even when things are bearing down, even when things are very busy. We all have things that we want to do every single day that we don't have time to do, but we're constantly thinking of them. You know, we're chipping away at it when we can. You find the time for the things you care about, and you find ways to make excuses for the things you don't care about as much, or the things that are too hard. You don't want to make excuses for the book, you know, that I didn't finish it for any certain reason, or I gave up, or life got busy. You know, you want to drive through those excuses and push them aside, because this awesome book is on the opposite side of that, and you can't give that up. Even if you're unable to write for a couple days or a week, you're still thinking about it, you're still focused on it. When making the most of your time, I love writing sprints. I love sitting down and writing for 10 minutes or 20 minutes and just brain dumping my ideas onto the page. It's a great way to get words down. It's a great way just to blah. Here you go. Here's some words. These words are not perfect, they're not clean, they're not refined, they're not edited. They're simply words from your mind onto the page. Writing sprints are a great way to make quick progress with your book. If you can spend 10 minutes on this and 10 minutes on this and 10 minutes on this, next thing you know, you have, a story coming along. You can always go back later and edit and refine and clean up. It's really just about getting words down. Another way I get words down quickly is by talking into an audio recorder and using that audio recording, uploading it to an automatic transcription website like Otter or Rev, and using the automatically transcribed text to block out different sections and chapters. Because by doing so, you can quickly turn around lots of words. Again, these need to be refined, and it takes time to train yourself to talk in this way, but you can do it. And the more that you can do those things, the more conversational your writing sounds. My greatest skill as a writer over time was sounding more and more aligned with my speaking voice. And I love being able to do that with my ghostwriting clients, because that's really what my goal is. My goal is to make them sound like themselves, to make them sound their very best. It's so cool to be able to do that, but it can be done. When you think about that transcription, you think about automatically transcribing and refining. That's basically my ghostwriting process. That's what I do with ghostwriting. I meet with the client, I talk to them, I gather their words, I download an automatic transcription of the conversation, and then clean it up and turn it into chapters. So you're basically taking that model and spinning it on its own to write a book for yourself. It's a great way to make great progress. If you really want to go fast with writing your book, and you really don't have the time, but you still want to write it, one option is to work with a ghostwriter like myself. That's what I do for a living. I actually help people write their books. I take their ideas and their words and their stories and turn them into the most powerful book they can write. I want to go back to that sentiment for a second. The most powerful book they can write. You know, I think there's this sentiment that working with a ghostwriter, you're kind of, it's diminished in a way of like, oh, you got help to do this. There's so many great books out in the world. You know, you go to any bookstore and pick up a book off the shelf, and it's liable to have been written by a ghostwriter or a writing coach or some other support services in place. It's uncommon that unless people are really established writers, you know, that they'll write books only on their own. There's a lot of collaboration happening behind the scenes within the book world that most people don't know about. It's interesting to be able to write a book for somebody. You know, I've written books about the most sensitive things in people's lives, and they were proud that it sounded like them. You know, I think there's a level of detachment that comes when somebody else is working on something. And that level of detachment can be good because it can take somebody's ideas and make them more digestible to a readership, more digestible to outside readers, and universal in that way. You know, it really helps to pull back sometimes. But the ghostwriting process is fascinating, and it's special to be able to take somebody's stories, especially when they don't have the time, to be able to then turn into a book in a short amount of time, in a matter of 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Next thing you know, they have a book. And they didn't have the time otherwise. It's interesting and frustrating for me when I'm working with the client as a ghostwriter and they don't make the time for me. And they spend the money and the effort and they pull back. And a lot of times it's because of self-doubt. Self-doubt is such a killer of creativity. It's a killer of great projects. It's a thing that gets in the way of us doing awesome things. Self-doubt is at the center of so many of the things in our lives that don't come to fruition or don't play out the way we want them to. It's because of the fears and the insecurities and the things that we're carrying with us, the blocks that happen inside of us. I try as hard as I can to help people across that bridge and help them past that point. But sometimes even I can't do it. Sometimes there's too much self-doubt that they can't move on. Another thing that's happened before too is, you know, I've written drafts with people and then they will turn around and rewrite them, you know, on their own and spend month after month after month rewriting them because it doesn't feel right to them. You know, and it's great to be able to, as you work with a ghostwriter, to lean into those feelings at the beginning of the process and during the process. The worst thing you want to do is just pass along work and keep going forward when you're not really happy or satisfied or connected to it. You know, this goes back to that purpose thing. You know, you need to be able to tap into your purpose and feel confident in your book. Now, whether you're working with a ghostwriter or not, you need to feel confident in your book. And if you're not, you need to explore why that is and what you can do to fix it, because you don't want to feel self-doubt. You don't want to feel anything other than pure confidence. You know, I know it's scary to publish a book, but you want to feel pure confidence, because if you don't, it's so easy to put the book down. It's so easy to walk away. It's so easy to let life get in the way. And I'm here to tell you, like, it's great to be able to get past that. It's great to be able to see the final product and to know it's actually helping people. You could do that too. You know, it's really just about keeping the self-doubt at bay. It's about maintaining your purpose with your book and sticking with it. You know, even when your life is busy, to stick with it and find the time. If you want to learn more about how to make time to write a book, I have a course just for you. It's called Good Book Blueprint. Just head to goodbookblueprint.com. I recorded the course with a friend and collaborator of mine, Nate Woodbury, who produces YouTube channels for thought leaders and business leaders. It was great to be able to talk through the entire book writing process and production and publication process with him, just to get the bigger picture. Go back and forth and pain points and struggles and frustrations and doubts. All those things piling up. You know, we touch on a lot of those things in the course, but I think it's a really straightforward way to look at the entire book writing process, book production process, book publishing process. You know, I think if you're facing those doubts, fears, insecurities, whatever the case may be, you know, that just checking it out might help you feel more confident in the process, because every little bit counts. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.